What's good, fam? Drake has officially burned a $5.7 million hole in his pocket since April of 2024, and people think he is panicking. We are way past the jokes about a curse now, because these are real numbers that will make a billionaire sweat. Back on July 19, 2026, he dropped a massive $1.5 million bet on Argentina to beat Spain during the World Cup final. He was chasing a payout of over $5 million, but a goal from Ferran Torres in extra time killed the ticket and left him with nothing. He did not even take a breather before turning around on August 12th to drop another $1 million on Conor McGregor's return against Max Holloway.
The numbers alone tell part of the story, but the $2 million UFC loss in November 2022 changed everything. Drake posted the betting slip himself, putting $2 million on Israel Adesanya to defend his middleweight title.
It feels like he is trying to gamble his way back into the conversation because his actual cultural stock is at an all-time low right now. Fans are starting to look at these high-stakes wagers as a major financial concern instead of the flex he wants it to be. These look like classic panic bets meant to keep up an image of extreme wealth while the respect for his craft evaporates right in front of us. The Drake curse is not just a funny internet joke anymore, and it is becoming a legitimate distraction from the fact that his music is declining. Every time he posts one of those massive stake slips, it feels like a desperate cry for attention from a man who used to dominate the game.
Diamond cross on the jeans, like it's just really, I don't know how to explain it other than I'm having it. Oh man.
Money circling like water in a fountain, never leaving the house.
He used an online gambling platform, Stake.us, to artificially boost streaming numbers for his music.
And it claims some of those funds paid for bot farms to inflate Drake's Spotify streams, fabricating his popularity.
Things got even weirder on August 15, 2026, when Drake showed up on a dating show on the Kick streaming platform. He spent 3 hours interacting with OnlyFans models for cash prizes, and the whole thing felt like a fever dream that nobody actually asked for. Major outlets like The Guardian and Vulture did not hold back, and they are officially calling this a midlife crisis as the rapper approaches 40 years old. This is a wild and confusing pivot for a man who used to sell himself as an untouchable icon with a high fashion aura. He is chasing the same audience as DJ Academics and Kai Cenat now because the pressure of these public losses has shattered his OVO image.
Oh, but did you see that? I was watching really good. Can you leave me alone? Okay. You're like losing it. Is that a...
Watching a multi-platinum artist offer cash to internet models is absolute nasty work, and it is a far cry from the peak he had during the certified lover boy era. The narrative is shifting from Drake being the cool big brother to him being that desperate uncle who tries way too hard to stay trendy. He is trading in his legacy for clicks on streaming platforms, and it makes his previous status as a superstar look like a very distant memory. Critics are saying the appearance was degrading for someone of his stature, but he seems willing to do anything to stay relevant after the Kendrick beef. During that 3-hour stream, Drake offered cash prizes to keep the models engaged, which shows how much he is struggling to connect without a gimmick. People are calling it a midlife crisis because he looks like he is trying to buy back the energy that he used to possess naturally.
The suit goes further. It alleges the two used Stake's tipping feature to move millions between themselves.
He used to set the trends that everyone followed, but now he is following 20-year-old streamers just to keep his name in the conversation. This move to Kick is a desperate attempt to capture the streamer audience because his musical output is not commanding respect like it once did. The OVO brand used to represent luxury, but seeing the leader of that brand on a low-budget dating show feels like a massive step down for him. It is clear that Drake is no longer competing for the title of the greatest of all time, and he is just fighting to stay visible. Pivoting to being a gambling influencer and a dating show guest is an admission that the old Drizzy is gone for good. He is betting millions on sports and throwing cash at models because he knows the music is no longer enough to keep the world watching.
Oh, but did you see that? Oh, I was watching really good. Can you leave me alone? Okay. You're like losing it. Is that a...
Every high-stakes bet and every awkward stream is another sign that he is spiraling while trying to convince us he is still at the top. He is losing way more than just money at this point, and the world is starting to laugh at the spectacle instead of singing along. Drake is not just catching L's on the betting apps, he is getting hammered in the courtroom too, and the receipts coming out of the OVO camp look messy. His lawyers just dropped a massive 117-page appeal trying to bring that defamation lawsuit against Universal Moose. Before we move on and see how the legal experts are already tearing this new strategy apart, tell me what y'all think about Drake dropping 117 pages just to complain about a diss track.
The numbers alone tell part of the story, but the $2 million UFC loss in November 2022 changed everything. Drake posted the betting slip himself, putting $2 million on Israel Adesanya to defend his middleweight title.
Is he standing on business, or is he officially the sorest loser in rap history? Let me know in the comments. No cap. And while you at it, like and subscribe to the fam. Let's continue. IC Group back to life. This whole case over the song Not Like Us is facing major pushback from legal experts as of August 2026. The law is not doing him any favors here because the original dismissal from October of 2025 laid out the rules very clearly. A federal judge already ruled that the lyrics from Kendrick were just non-actionable opinions, which is a fancy way of saying you cannot sue someone for hurting your feelings on a diss track. Filing over 100 pages to fight a battle that the rest of the world moved on from months ago makes Drake look like he is spiraling and unable to accept the loss.
Money circling like water in a fountain, never leaving the house.
He used an online gambling platform, stake.us, to artificially boost streaming numbers for his music.
And it claims some of those funds paid for bot farms to inflate Drake's Spotify streams, fabricating his popularity.
That move shows a level of desperation we have never seen from the boy before, especially since he is trying to use a judge to fix the reputation he lost on the charts. To make the situation even worse, the entire industry turned its back on him during the summer awards season. Even though he dropped a massive triple album in 2026 with the projects Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor, he still got skipped over. He lost the Best Hip Hop Artist Award to Kendrick Lamar at the BET Awards on June 30th, which is a devastating blow for his legacy. Losing that award proves that you can flood the streets with as much music as you want, but you cannot buy back the respect of the culture once it is gone. The general feeling in the industry is that while he might still have the streaming numbers, Kendrick has the soul and the actual respect of the hip-hop community. All of those commercial wins feel like participation trophies he has given himself, while the rest of the world looks the other way. On top of getting snubbed for awards, new reports from August 15th show major legal drama surrounding his anniversary partnership with Stake.us. This adds another layer of financial and regulatory pressure to a man who is already bleeding millions on bad sports bets every single week.
The suit goes further. It alleges the two used Stake's tipping feature to move millions between themselves.
Every time he tries to pivot to a new lane to find a win, the law or the critics are right there to shut him down and remind him where he stands. This brings us to the real issue, which is the total death of that OVO aura we used to know. My take on this is that Drake is not even trying to compete for the greatest of all time title anymore. He has shifted his focus to fighting for engagement and staying alive in the algorithm, but that is a losing game for a legacy artist of his stature. Those $5.7 million in gambling losses and that weird appearance on a kick dating show are not just accidents. These are calculated shocks designed to keep his name on your timeline because he knows his music cannot do the heavy lifting alone. By moving into the lane of a gambling influencer and a live streamer, he is admitting that the persona he built over the last decade died during the Kendrick beef. He used to be the man who stayed behind the curtain and moved in silence, but now he is out here performing for clicks like a micro-influencer who is terrified of being forgotten. This whole trajectory looks exactly like a midlife crisis, and it is actively damaging the long-term value of his entire catalog. I am predicting that Drake will likely announce a retirement or a long hiatus by the end of 2026 to try and reset his brand before a total crash. He needs to step away from the spotlight because the world is no longer singing along. They are laughing at the spectacle he has become. The real loss is not the $1.5 million he dropped on the World Cup or the $1 million he lost on the UFC fights.
The numbers alone tell part of the story, but the $2 million UFC loss in November 2022 changed everything. Drake posted the betting slip himself, putting $2 million on Israel Adesanya to defend his middleweight title.
That humiliation matters because he has become the joke of the industry, while his rival is being celebrated as a hero. If he does not take a break soon, the OVO legacy will be remembered for these desperate moments and nasty dating show appearances instead of the hits that made him famous. Before we see how this legal appeal plays out in the courts, tell me if you think Drake is in a midlife crisis or if he is just getting the bag. Tell me in the comments. No cap, And make sure you like and subscribe while you are at it. Drake is chasing ghosts at this point, and the culture is watching him fall in real time while he tries to convince us he is still at the top. He is losing his grip on the game, and no amount of gambling or streaming is going to save his reputation now.